they become black. Let's
Oh, yeah. So this up. Next, rating.
Afternoon to Glasgow.
That was like the Eurovision Song Contest, isn't
It
it?
is. Let's work my way through.
Hello.
Hi, Charlie. Just working
Hi,
with through
Charlie.
screens.
Hiya.
Housekeeping. Monica. Afternoon, should I say? Who's that with you? Anchor. Sorry, couldn't see who was at the side there. Yeah. We've got 30 screens,
Okay, right.
but more people.
Natalia and Vanessa are joining now as well.
What was that?
Say again, Joseph.
Someone who joined, I don't think I put the name.
Yes,
Oh,
Natalia,
Natalia.
the
Okay.
DM Natalia and DSA Vanessa are joining also now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Buff is here as well.
We'll finish. Should we finish the song contest Eurovision? Welcome, Bath.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Nice to see you. There are. So yeah, sorry. So obviously I have chosen the regions there, but it's nice to see everybody, those that we can see on screen. So welcome. Yeah, do you want to go for it, Rach?
Sure. So just good afternoon, everyone. Actually, it's good afternoon. Sorry, it's been a very busy morning. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Rachel de Cruz and I'm the Business Support Manager for Z Hotels. Welcome to Z Hotels Company FAQs. The session is being recorded, so we will put this on SharePoint afterwards. And questions have been submitted by Teams ahead of time. Please feel free to add anything in the chat where appropriate. We will pick them up. If not, we'll do them at the very end. And just to begin, I'm going to put the first question to Bev. Will Z Hotels open new hotels in the near future, apart from the one in Leicester Square?
Well, the intention is to build more Z hotels, obviously, into the future, but really only if the economics stack up, and that often means that it's restricted to London at the moment. Ideally, we would like to be in a situation that we're building sort of 3 hotels every 2 years, but it doesn't always pan out that way. But we have got lots of extensions and extra rooms sort of incorporated for a number of other properties. But at the end of the day, it's all about finding the right locations, and that really is the most important thing. What I will say is, though, that Leicester Square is still very much on track to open at the end of the year. It won't be completed until probably Easter 2025, but it will open ideally in December. this year.
Great, thank you. And in terms of expansion, can we expect Z Hotels in any other countries in the future outside the UK?
No, only travel outside the UK for holidays. So the intention is not to build any Z Hotels outside of the UK for now, anyway.
And are we still looking for new business partners?
Not at present, no, not at all. No, we're happy with the partners that we've got. So no, that's not changing.
And one of the other questions is, will Z Hotels create a new or a different concept other than the ones that we've got? And that's to Jill.
No, we're not going to continue. Sorry, we're not. We will continue. Sorry, with our concept. So we're very happy with our concept of compact luxury. If possible, possibly we might consider another sort of club type operation within central London, but maybe not right now. But our overall concept, very happy with. So we will be continuing with that.
Great. And we're just moving on to company benefits with Roz. And can the company give sponsorship visas for teams and/or interns?
Yes, we have got a visa license, and we've recently just uploaded the policy to SharePoint for anybody who wants to have a look at it. It is dependent on a couple of factors such as role and current visa that people are on. So if anybody's successful in actually achieving a visa, it's 50% paid by the company and also 50% by the individual. If the individual actually needs funding for their 50%, the company's happy to provide a loan, and which would be repaid over 12 months. So yes, we do have that policy, and if anybody wants to look at it and then apply for it, it would come to Sue or I.
Thanks, Roz. And Bev, can all staff at Z Hotels get a pay rise?
Well, there's a prerequisite to a pay rise, and that is you have to pass your probation first. But if you've passed your probation, then yes, in theory, you would be entitled to a pay rise if there is one. And as to a pay rise, at this point in time in the year is unknown. Ordinarily, certainly for the last 3 years, we've given a pay rise in October. And for the last 3 years, we've done that, obviously. The unfortunate thing at the moment, though, is that there's so much uncertainty in the market with, potentially a new government, interest rates staying as they are, a lot of uncertainty in regards to inflation and the economy. And obviously, even in Europe now, there's a lot of uncertainty as at yesterday with the snap election in France and the whole, I have a feeling that will probably upset the financial markets as well. So we'll just have to see, how the world is when we get to September, October time.
Thanks. And similarly, another question that came in was, do you think in the future that there could be any bonuses based on performance?
I'd like to say yes, but I think before we get to that point, the economy needs to be in a better place and the hotels need to be in a slightly better place. We're still trading a little bit below last year's level of revenue, and obviously our costs have gone up quite a lot since last year. So we need things to get back on an even keel first.
Okay. And in terms of career development, Roz, for the new hotel coming on board, will the company consider creating any more new roles?
It is possible, but it very much depends on the property. Leicester Square is 95 to 100 bedrooms, so it will actually mirror the properties that we've already got. So the structure would remain the same for Leicester Square, but in the future, it depends on the property.
Jill, is the company thinking to create new clusters?
It depends on which properties we develop, so how that will impact the structure. So it'll only to be decided as and when we have properties coming online in the future. I assume when we're talking about new clusters, the question relates to something very similar to Trafalgar, Covent Garden and Strand. If that's the case, then probably not, but it is something that we are looking at. We've got Leicester Square coming on stream, so we just need to assess that, which we will be doing in the next few months.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to move to operations now. We've got Francesco here. Francesco, in which way in which way does the company benefit from having a 2-month rota? And when can we provide feedback, i.e. Teams, about the new rotas to the senior team?
The reason we decided to do the road in advance followed a project which was run by members from a Future Leader program as to how we could improve communication, consistency, fairness as well to provide the members with more notice on shift. The Future Leader team can base opinion from the team members across the whole portfolio and propose several options to which the current 4 weeks rota was created. The idea was born out of supporting both the business and the team. So, for example, by having consistency in shift times and providing notice for team members to plan their life more effectively. After we post the next month rotas, we will send a questionnaire asking for feedback, one for the team members, another one for the hotel manager who created the rotas. The feedback will be reviewed by executive team. So it'll be the opportunity to provide you like a point of view. As any change, it takes some time to get used, and therefore we have waited a couple of months to embed the monthly rota so we can receive more accurate feedback. As always, to remember it is possible to please all the people all the time, and we try our best to do so.
Thanks, Jessica. And why did we reduce the number of shifts per day in each property?
The number of shifts per day has not changed. This number has been agreed with your area hotel manager. The number of people on shift differs from property to property, depending on number of bedrooms, food and beverage sales. Since implementing the 0-hour contract, shifts were being given which were unnecessary. Some hotels had a lot of team members on shift when the hotel is only busy during the breakfast. The 0-hour contract were employed to help cover holidays, sickness, and to assist on weekends, but not for extra count for the team. Team members need to book holidays in advance. When no one is on holiday, there are too many team members working, and then the other times team members are short, as everyone wants to go on holiday at the same time.
Why are the late shifts changed to finish at 10:30 p.m. when it's not busy at that time in Gloucester Place?
Well, as a part of the new rotas implementation, we introduced this shift in all the hotels. This is to support the night teams as well, so we try and push food and beverage sales in the evening. Whilst we appreciate that not everyone feels the benefit of some of the shift patterns, it also noted that other team members have commented about having the benefit of a longer overlap between late shift and night shift.
Another question that came through in is, why can we only have one shift swap per month?
The rotas are now published 1 month in advance, so team members can plan. The rota project is new, and this will be reviewed later this summer after receiving feedback from the questionnaire.
Thanks, Francesca. And just moving on to membership, there are a few questions on membership. To you, Jill, if that's okay. Is the company thinking to create new benefits for members or higher discounts?
We obviously have several benefits for our members. And on occasion, we have, via the marketing programs that we run on the mailing list, we've offered 15% discount on their bookings, but we'll only do that on a sort of time-to-time basis. That's not going to be something we'd do as standard. We are always looking for ways to treat members. We've increased the benefits recently. What I would say is that we've got one of our future leader teams are currently looking at membership as well. So we've got Josie, James, Sarah and Sergio from Piccadilly. That's their project from the Future Leaders programme. So if anybody does have any thoughts or wants to add anything in that you think we should be doing, then please do feel free to speak to one of those, or let myself, Rachel, Bev know.
Great, thank you. And another question that was asked was, why are we doing cheese and wine instead of other things?
Well, we're still doing other things, but cheese and wine is really successful, I would say. It was so successful pre-pandemic, and it was requested back from members to bring this back. So we did actually introduce it, but it was also an opportunity for team members to engage with the guests. So we felt it was a really good way to actually get team members to help improve our sort of customer service and engagement as a whole. Again, we're always open for other ideas, but they need to be appropriately looked at both for the benefits they would bring as well as the cost. So,
Thank you. And another question that was asked was, have you ever thought about adding benefits for members provided by other companies such as restaurant discounts, gym passes, and vouchers and things?
yeah, it's something, I mean, it's a good idea in principle, and collaborations are always possible. It's not something that we've done very much on. It is a bit of a challenge administratively, and the delivery from the third parties as well, because you are linked to them. So, you know, you want them to be as good as you are in terms of delivery. So yeah, not currently in the plan, but again, you know, potentially we will look at it. So.
Thank you. There's a question on uniform, Ros. Is there going to be any comfortable uniform provided for housekeeping supervisors?
We have obviously considered uniform, and we obviously included as part of our first cultural survey, and comfort was obviously a big part that obviously kind of came up. We have sourced a new uniform provider, and we will try uniforms, but it will be for GSAs and duty managers, and that trial will take place in Covent Garden and Strand, and it should hopefully be in place by August. Once it's actually trialled, hopefully we will kind of look at maybe rolling out to others and potentially other departments. So not yet, but possibly.
And the burning question from most people, I know, is moving work aside, the social element, which I know is really fun, because you do tons at Z, but when are we having the next external social events?
Oh, there's so many of them. So as we did last year, Justina's obviously been working really closely with the ZK group to kind of come up with a list of kind of significant dates, and also alongside some social events. You're all aware we've got hike, softball. Hike obviously was kind of yesterday. We're obviously kind of planning theatre visits, treasure hunts, and we'll also kind of run the annual Halloween party as we've done previously. It obviously won't be an Oasis, but we're obviously looking at venues. And then obviously kind of our big event of the year is obviously our Z Summer Family event, which is obviously going to be at Richmond Athletics Association on the 21st of July. It'll run the same format as we've done before. Obviously, it's to knock out the kind of big inflatable games that we've done.
Hopefully not raining.
It'll have bandioki, barbecue, raffles, so it should be a really good event. And hopefully it won't rain, but we have got lots of suntan cream, so in case it's sunny, and obviously we'll get the ponchos in just in case. So hopefully we've thought about everything for the summer event, so hopefully we'll see you all there.
Brilliant, thank you. And then I'm just going to pass over to Bev again, just to give a bit of a business overview for this past year and future.
Yeah, thanks, Rachel. So, I mean, I think as everyone's probably seen, you know, trading is quite tough. I mean, you know, there are, it's confusing because sometimes when you're on the streets of London, especially at weekends, and I was in central London this weekend, it was absolutely mobbed everywhere. It feels like it's really busy, but it is busy, but it's very much on key dates, and it's not consistent. It's not 7 days a week. You know, we are experiencing some really soft days during the week, and obviously that does cause us a problem with having to, you know, drop rates. We miss the odd room here and there, which we don't normally do. You know, and that has quite a big impact. I think also as well, the cost of living crisis really is affecting people's ability to carry on spending, together with things like the Israel conflict and the Ukraine conflict, and that, you know, all of those things are definitely having an impact. We are seeing a little bit of an improvement for June, you know, but it is very fragile. You know, some days are better than others, and you know, the average rates are kind of moving in the right direction. But I think I've touched on before, from a cost perspective, obviously last year's high inflation has also impacted a lot of our costs. So, you know, from our point of view, our costs are higher, our revenues are lower. You don't need to be Einstein to work out that as a result, obviously profitability is lower. So, you know, we do need to just understand that, you know, it's good. We're still trading pretty well, but it's not like previous years where we're absolutely flying everywhere. So, we just need to watch, as Jill says, watch every penny, because it all makes a difference. We need to make sure that we manage our costs effectively where we possibly can, but also make sure that we sell everything we possibly can too. So, you know, where we can sell an extra glass of wine or an extra pizza or deliver a bit more service to a customer, all of that makes a difference. So, you know, it's important that everybody understands that and we'll work together to maximise revenue, as well as obviously making sure we minimise costs every day. We'll also talk about a few priorities. So we currently have a few priorities. And actually, if you go onto Westminster City Council's planning portal, you'll see today they've got 3 planning applications that are ongoing. The first of which is to convert Oasis into 16 new bedrooms with balconies. So 8 of them will have like an outdoor garden stroke balcony type thing. And then on the top floor, we intend to put 3 apartments. So it'd be one bedroom, 1 2-bedroom, 1 3-bedroom apartment. So that planning application is currently with Westminster City Council. We also have another planning application to convert Pastor Brown in Covent Garden into a Z Cafe, and the existing Z Cafe to have 8 bedrooms in it. That planning application has actually been in since January, and hopefully it will be decided upon soon. I'm probably not the best of friends with the 2 guys that own Pastor Brown. They sort of growl at me when I walk past, but I think from our point of view, it will make a significant enhancement to have the entrance off the street rather than having to go through the churchyard there. So that will make a big difference for us. And we're hopeful that we'll get planning consent for that. There's certainly no reason why we shouldn't get planning consent for that. And then the only other planning application that we've got is Garrick House, which is Leicester Square. We currently have a second planning application on that one, which is to increase the number of keys. We currently have consent for 81, but we're looking to increase that to 95. So that's the sort of last planning application that we've got. And we're still working on 1 or 2 other future sites, but nothing I can share with you just yet.
Okay, thanks, Dave. I'm just going to hand over to Jill as well. So just in terms of the company strategy for the year is to enhance team engagement, further improve our customer service, grow revenue and improve profitability. And Jill's just going to say a few things around those 4 core pillars.
Yeah, so those are the 4 pillars that we're trying to sort of simplify things, make them reasonably snappy and memorable. Because if they're snappy and memorable, there's a chance we might actually deliver them. So that's for me as well, not just for everybody else on this call. So one of the things, looking about team engagement, customer service, we obviously run a lot of training courses, and it's really important for us as a business to invest in you as a team, and then also for you to commit to attend and embed that training that's available to you, so you put it into practice. So, for example, we've had the Inspiring Guest Loyalty programme that's been taking place, empowerment training for DMs, that's already happened, and night managers. But plan this month and beyond is for GSAs as well. So that's amazing. And if you're not aware of what's available to you, please do speak with your department head or hotel manager. The Future Leader programme started in the last financial year, and it's a really important part of continued development for the management team. And from the programme, hopefully many of you are aware that the team have been involved in projects, the Rota project partly being one. But there have been lots of other projects from those Future Leader sessions. And one of my aims is to make sure that the less is more principle applies, and we just focus on a few priorities and deliver them really well. So the 3 or 4 that we're looking at is Opera, which is Opera Cloud. So we need to move from our current version of Opera to Opera Cloud. And we have a few people that have been involved in that already over the last few months. We have SharePoint, so a lot of you, hopefully Z Connect, use SharePoint, but looking about how we develop that and how we actually develop communication and work together to improve the use of Office 365 and SharePoint and trying to have things in one place. Thirdly, we've got the Z app, which is something that, again, was a leadership project, which we'll be looking to progress further to look at how we develop that. And then the final one, which is actually happening first, which is this week, you'll have Access People. There's an email that's gone out today, which is the app for Access People. So rather than having to go on the URL to look at your rotas, you'll have an app which is so much more intuitive, nicer, can book holidays and rotas and everything. So those are our 4 pillars, which is grow revenue, improve profitability, but team engagement, enhance team engagement and further improve customer service. And those 4 projects are part of the way that we want to help to do that. And many of the managers and leaders are involved in those or will be involved in those.
Great, thanks, John. Before we just do a bit of a close off, there was a question from Anda in the chat. Is there a way to get your day off for an event after the rota is posted? As sometimes the events are announced after the rota is published. I don't know if you're able to answer that, Francesca, or anyone.
If there is of course, getting the days off without the replacement is very difficult. But if there is anyone that, if we have somewhere as a double shift or anyone can swap, as if we can do it, we'll be happy to help you. We can look into that under.
Okay, and also from Charlie on the member benefits, is it possible to think of something immediate to the sign up, for example, a free coffee? I'll go to you, Jill.
Is that, I would say, to encourage people to sign up at the reception? Is that the question, Charlie? If so, I mean, anything we're doing as far as customer service encouragement is fine. I think it's not wanting to be bribery and corruption, but it's finding the best ways to engage with the guests, because ultimately what we want them to do is to come back, don't we? And so it's how do we actually
And come back direct.
Yes, and come back direct. Yeah, we don't mind booking.com for the first visit, but thereafter we want them to come direct to us.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's another question here from Kaylee. As Cheese and Wine gets busier in some properties in terms of members, will we change the way we serve it, for example, as a buffet style?
So that's outside the Tuesdays and Saturdays, just for members on the other days. It's not something that we have done. I suppose it's knowing how many members you're going to have, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, once it's laid out, it's how do you prevent other guests actually utilising it?
Yeah.
So
I think if I can answer,
Yeah,
the
please
fact
do.
of the idea to give it to members, to give it the plates with the cheese, I think is very special because it can be unique. You made for them on the moment outside of Tuesday and Saturday. But I guess to reach that level, and I hope we're going to reach that level to have 50% of members in the hotels, and then we can do the buffet. Just because I can talk for my property, sometimes you see 5 people just joining the Cheese and Wine. So if you lay down every single night, that means you put more efforts, and that can cause also more wastage. But that does not stop to see in the future as CI goes. We hope the number of membership. So it really depends how many more accounts are you able to create. We are able to create them.
Thanks, Francesca. I'm going to hand over to one of you two to wrap up.
Yeah, just before we do that, though, is there any more questions from anyone? We've got a
Just
few
did a
there.
call out.
Also, can I have another note about Cheese and Wine? Sorry, Bev.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, we know that we are working now with the blogs, the groups. Last time we had 27, a group of 27 in Trafalgar. If it's not Tuesday, it's not Saturday, depending, if all of them, they're coming at the same time, they want to give it Cheese and Wine. Of course, that you can do one off the day of the week. That's just a suggestion when we have a group.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You've got a group to do a buffet or to do family service type for multiple people. So, plates for 4 people or 6 people or something like that.
Yeah.
That's probably it's a lot nicer, isn't it? To do a small pattern.
It is,
Yeah. But I would say, Kaylee, you can kind of use your own judgment in that respect. And the duty manager on duty can use that judgment at that point in time.
I think there's no other questions.
No other questions. Okay, well, right, so thanks for dialing in. Nice to see so many smiling faces on another fine summer's day in England. What a great summer we're having. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? We're all very lucky to be enjoying the sunshine in the way that we are. All I'd say is keep up the good work and good luck to the softball team tonight. Hopefully, we'll get a victory, which would be good. We need to win after losing the first game. Hopefully we can get into the finals. Let's see. But I think ultimately, you know, as a business, we're on the right track. It does feel some days that are, when you get out of bed and it's pouring rain, it's just literally the heavens have opened here now, just this minute actually. You know, some days it is a bit drab and dreary and all the rest of it. But, you know, the reality is we're coming into the busy time of the year. I think the next 5-6 weeks is a really peak period for us. High rates. We've got lots of dates where, you know, we are charging high rates. You know, Pride at the end of the month, Wimbledon the week after. You know, there's some really, really high rated days, and it's important that we're on our best behaviour to deliver the best service we can when we're charging such high rates. Having said that, even when we're charging no rates, we should still look to deliver the best service too. But you know, be aware that there are guests staying with us in the future weeks that are paying 300 plus a night. So it's important we're on our best behaviour.
On our A game.
Yeah, but thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for dialing in. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah.
And if there are any other questions, there are 2 more sessions. You can always ask us other questions in the other 2 sessions that we've got planned, one for tonight and one for tomorrow. But nice to see so many of you. Thanks for joining. I don't know, Jill, have you got anything else to say?
No, not really. No, just say thanks very much. And as Bev says, I appreciate very much the hard work that everybody puts in to sell every room every night. Just keep up the good work. That's what I would say. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.